So today I'm going to talk about Notes, a short film I wrote, shot and edited for the first year of my film degree. My group and I put together this film and I have to say I'm rather pleased with the result. Bearing in mind this was all of ours kind of first stab at creating a short film, I think we did very well. This video is a mix of behind the scenes footage and a commentary on the film itself. Like an evaluation of it. I like creating videos like this because it gives me a chance to recognise the good and bad things of the film and see where we can improve on in the future. Because nobody's perfect, and I hope that by constructively criticising my own work, it would inspire you to go out, create, take risks and dare to fail. Failure is more often than not a great way to learn. And with all that said, let's take a look at Notes, the first short film I wrote and was cinematographer on. Writing the script was a harder task than I originally thought it would be. It was a graded piece of work for our degree and we had to abide by a few limitations and restrictions. The most troubling restriction I found was the 50-word dialogue limit. I'm a massive fan of dialogue and I love using it to develop characters and narrative, perhaps even a bit too much. Now Notes technically does have more than 50 words in it, but we don't need to go into that detail. Also, I knew that we weren't capable of doing anything massive. We only had 5 of us in our group, we only had a few weeks to shoot it. On a literally zero budget, we couldn't do huge things, huge stories or huge action scenes or anything. So the idea of the story had to be quite condensed and easy for us to shoot. So I thought, what's the easiest thing for us to shoot? Students in a library. Simple. Or so I thought. I was very impressed with how we, as a group, dealt with all the setbacks we had in the pre-production stage. Our biggest setback was being denied permission to shoot on campus. Even though the university is home to 2 huge libraries, we were shooting during exam season, and the library staff felt that we would be a distraction if we were to shoot during this time, which I do understand. We then got in touch with the libraries of the 2 local towns and we were denied to shoot in both of those as well. Fortunately, our producer James contacted his old school, and they granted us access to shoot in their library. The next thing we had to do then was actually shoot the thing. We had from 4 to 6 PM on 2 separate days to shoot in their library, and we managed to shoot the whole thing in 4 hours. The only thing we didn't shoot during that time was the tracking shot at the very beginning. Here's the story behind the tracking shot. So we've almost finished filming our films, we just need to pick up one more shot, and it's the opening shot of the film, and I'm going to go shoot it in the library we have here on campus. Now, I haven't technically been given permission to film here on campus, but it's such a quick, easy shot. And if I don't get caught, I should be okay. So, let's go. I snuck into the library with my camera, a slider and a tripod and found a suitable place to shoot this shot. I painstakingly removed an entire bookshelf of books so I could rest the slider down and get the shot I wanted, while being as silent as possible to not disturb anyone in the library or get caught by library staff. But anyway, back to the main shoot. All in all, it went very well. We were efficient and prepared, we knew exactly what we wanted to shoot, which is always a great time saver on a set. As cinematographer, I was responsible for the camera work of the film. I worked very closely with the director in choosing shots and setting up lighting. On a larger scale production, the camera department would be multiple people, each having different jobs. But as there was only 5 of us on our crew, we took a more all hands on deck kind of approach to filmmaking. We did make several mistakes though during the production phase of this project. Mistakes which weren't fully appreciated until the next stage. Sorry, I thought a graphic would go up. The next stage. Editing is, at the same time, one of my favourite and least favourite parts of filmmaking. It's one of my favourites because it's the moment in the process where everything comes together. As if you were making a cake, the editing is the actual baking of the cake. However, it's a least favourite because if you spot mistakes in the editing phase, there's nothing you can really do about it. Some things you can get round and correct, but not everything. Not even close. We were relatively careful with Notes, so there wasn't many issues. However, the thing wasn't near perfect. For example, there were a few continuity errors that we just couldn't edit out. Like the post-it note obviously still being in the book because we used a double to scrunch up and throw away. You can also see her arm drop down slowly to her side, yet in the next shot her hand is still on the shelf. You can very slightly see the boom operator in this shot. Also, I wish we had shot in a different aspect ratio to give the piece a more cinematic look. But with all that said, I'm happy how it turned out. Some of the shots look great and it was truly inspirational to witness something I wrote be turned into a complete film. I learned a lot from the filmmaking process, and As I had anticipated, it was the mistakes I learnt more from than our successes. I've no doubt that in the future I will be doing things differently because of the experiences I learnt from creating this film. I'll take on a whole batch of new knowledge onto my next project. I do hope that this video perhaps inspires you to take up a project, whatever it may be, and dare to fail and to learn from failure. So that's all from me. I hope you found this video interesting, and feel free to take another look at notes and perhaps watch it with a more critical eye.
What?
I also hope you're enjoying the Every Week of Summer series. I sure am. I feel so productive uploading at least once a video a week. It's great. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. My name's definitely Owen, and I'll see you in the next video.
What? Shh, we're in a library. We are not getting back together.
Oh, come on, Jess, give me one more chance.
No! Shh! Oh, go to hell.
Jessica!
No!
Why not?
You kissed my sister!
Shh, we're in a library.